Obviously, Japan don't got guns, so he had to go for the knife. Holy shit!
Honestly, not the worst progress. And I mean, at this point, I guess if he dies, I mean, he wanted to die anyway this episode. On a day that I just watched the latest Lord of Mysteries episode, which was an absolute isekai masterpiece, in an anime season with Tapaki's original Sin, an absolutely soul-crushing, depressing masterpiece, I am unironically up here saying that two gay boys stabbing each other is the most beautifully depressing shit I've ever seen this season. Make sure you drop a like, show your support, subscribe. If you're new around here, and Patreon is where you'll see my mind break in real time in reaction format. I mean, on one hand, this just continues to prove that Hikaru is a power bottom. I mean, we did see Yoshiki thrust into him this week. But on the other hand, boy did they get me. So, during the phone call with his mother, that was a suicide phone call. How are you? Basically tell dad goodbye. I don't know how the mom did not see the red flags there. Boy golly, was she ignorant. But the whole time I'm thinking, okay, it's possible he's gonna kill Hikaru, but it feels more like he's going to end his own life. Like there's too much guilt at this point. But the more I saw the scene play out, the more I was like, okay, he probably kills him and then ends his own life. Basically almost like a double suicide, just, more murder into suicide. The idea that after seeing what he did in the previous episode, he's pretty much at the point of no return, knowing that this alien monster, it just doesn't understand humanity. It's something that can't exist, and most importantly, after a year and some odd time since his boy died, he's at his wit's end. I don't even blame him in the slightest. I'm not surprised the knife did nothing, but I think it's the perfect representation that we don't know what Hikaru is. It's not like he stabbed him and is like, oh shit, now I'm gonna die. He's like, okay, it didn't work, just kill me. I'm done. Like, I don't know what you are. And I think, in a lot of ways, this could have been a season finale. Like, this is the type of episode that would have functioned great as a capstone episode. Let's see where it goes. It would have been very open-ended if we never got more, but it would have worked. The amount of development, though, that Hikaru went through in that moment. If this was the first few episodes, he would have just consumed Yoshiki right there. Instead, he had a mental break. Like, he's requesting me to kill him. I have to obey his request. Like, that's in his programming, he feels like. That makes sense. But he doesn't want to see him dead. He wouldn't be able to eat ice cream, go to the movies, all these different things. And the idea of that, he fisted himself and ripped half of his insides out and gave it to Yoshiki. Doing so represents that I am weaker now. You essentially have half of me in your possession. I will try. This is the most conflicting show I've seen in some time. Because every gut instinct in me says, this thing needs to be put down. It's gonna go on a rampage. But the past 3 or 4 episodes have really got me to drop my guard and say, what if? We're at a point where instead of just pretending, instead of just existing next to him like maybe he really is him or he, can continue on his life, we ended this episode with Yoshiki saying, let's figure this the f*** out. What are you? Let's do research. And the idea of how they directed it was beautiful. First, there's the curtains slightly open, so there's a beautiful sunset light beam coming in that divides them. And then it slowly fades out, and as it does, the monstrous blob aura is glitching and almost consuming him. Progressing to the truth of what Hikaru is could very well end up killing Yoshiki. But by having this episode be Yoshiki's finale, that he was ready to go, had he stabbed Hikaru and Hikaru died there, I am 100% sure he would have killed himself next. So the idea that now it's okay, the biggest thing was that if he continues to hang around this guy, he's going to get killed. We're at a point where he doesn't even want to live to begin with. So now we're at a point where I know you're not him. What are you? And if you can learn to not, act on these instincts and interact with humans the way humans do, maybe you can still be here. It very well could still have a very dark and depressing ending. We essentially have a toddler with god-level powers. Literally, last week, he almost killed her just because she asked a question. And even if he's only bonded to Yoshiki because he's like a baby bird, the first thing it sees is its mother, or in this case, what he calls daddy in more ways than one, it still feels genuine, oddly enough. What's really crazy to me, though, and I didn't think I would say this, up until this episode, I have been crystal clear on what my favorite anime of the season is, and that's Tapeki's Original Sin. And then I've also said that my other two favorites are Clevatis as well as this, Summer Hikaru Died. And while 2 and 3 would flip around depending on the episode, at no point have I thought to myself, oh, I'm going to think of any show other than Tapeki as anime of the season. It really will depend on how the season wraps up, if it has a good stopping point. I've had a couple people say they think it will have a good stopping point, but I'll be the judge of that when we get there. If it ends well, and I feel very positive of the remaining 5 episodes, this could be my anime of the season, and I never thought I would say that. Listen, I love memeing. I love joking around about power bottoms and thrusting and fisting like any sane guy does, but this is legitimately well written. And one of the best things that the show did was the choir, right? Having him want to perform in the choir with everyone, and he obviously didn't, and then the ending song is sung by him almost like it's just for the viewer, is a really interesting narrative choice. Listen, if you would have told me my favorite romance of 2025 was gonna be a widow who falls in love with an alien that looks like his dead wannabe boyfriend, I would have said, what the hell are you smoking? But I think that's what I'm saying at this point. Let me know your thoughts, and definitely theories after this episode. 10 out of 10 if you ask me, but your thoughts. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around. Your Patreon is, of course, where you catch my full live reactions and other exclusives, like how I give video shoutouts to my patrons. So today we got Carlos D. Lopez, Dryas Varhoch, Universal God, OOK then, Kevin Wallace, Tony Keats, and we also have One-Eyed King 25, so I appreciate the support. Please take care, and you'll have a good one.